Good afternoon and welcome to the last edition of The World Today. It is a Southwest Network program on Radio Nigeria, Ibadan Zonal Station, comprising news, feature, and sports. In the lineup, FRSC deploys over 1,000 personnel ahead of Anambra election. Olubadan promotes 5 monarchs in Otun line. On the foreign scene, Peru declares Mexican president persona non grata. Police begin investigation into Indonesia mosque blast. Heart of the matter today is on reducing cases of tanker explosion. We also have entertainment gist for your listening pleasure. My name is Tobiloba Delano, and reading with me is
Feyi Shara Owomoyela. Remember to join us via our live streams www.radionigeriaibadan.gov.ng or watch us live on Facebook at Premier FM 93.5. Overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity, it is an act of justice. And now the details. The Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC is deployed 1,500 personnel and logistic vehicles to ensure smooth conduct of governorship election in Anambra tomorrow. Corps Marshal Shehu Muhammad gave the assurance in Oka during a briefing ahead of the poll. He said the deployment was part of the Corps' strategic support to ensure safety and orderliness before, during, and after the election. Saint Aguirre, in charge of Federal Operations National Headquarters Abuja, said FRSC would work in synergy with other security agencies. He explained that the Corps would ensure compliance with the restriction of movement into the state from today's midnight. Earlier, the Anambra Sector Commander, Mrs. Bridget, our correspondent, reports that the elevation was as a result of the ascension to the throne of Olubadan following the emergence of Oba Rashidi Ladoja as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan on September 26th of this year. The elevation of the 5 monarchs aligns with the tradition of successor to the Olubadan's tour, which saw them decorated with the traditional leaf popularly known as Akoko by the Oluwo Afobaje of Ibadan, Chief Wahab Popola. The promoted monarchs are Oba Edi Oyewole, who moved from Osi Olubadan to Otun Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Abiodun Koladaisi from Ashipa Olubadan to Osi Olubadan of Ibadan. Oba Hamidu Ajibade was promoted from Ekarun Olubadan to Ekerin Olubadan, and Senior Chief Kolawole Babalola SAN became Ekarun Olubadan from Abese Olubadan, who were unable to get enough sleep due to their busy schedules, leading to stress and poor concentration. In the special report, an intern from the Polytechnic Ibadan, Emmanuel Ogidi, examines the effects of late-night sleep on human health.
According to the World Health Organization (WHO), adults need 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night to maintain good health, while teenagers required 8 to 10 hours due to their rapid physical and mental development. Reports also indicate that children should have about 9 to 12 hours of sleep depending on their age to support growth, brain function, and learning. In Nigeria, reports indicate that sleep deprivation is on the increase, especially among workers and students, as most of them wake up to go to their work and business places to make ends meet, not minding the health challenges. Likewise, many students and youth also stay awake all night engaged with their devices, which reduce the quality of their rest. Not having enough sleep has several negative effects on health, such as tiredness, low energy during the day, which affects concentration, weak immune system, mood swings, stress, health-related issues, and skin problems like dark circles around the eyes, also dullness. Some youths in Ibadan, including Ephraim Fisher, Omibekun Boluwatife, and Chidube Noye, share their thoughts on why many working class people sleep late and wake up early.
A lot of work to be covered. but there's little time to do it.
When the responsibilities of a person is too much, the person will be working multiple tasks in order to make ends meet.
Go to bed until 10:30, 11 because they won't have one or two tasks to complete before going to bed.
Some parents also spoke with Radio Nigeria, explaining the long working hours and family responsibilities contribute to their irregular sleeping patterns. A clinical psychologist at the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Lautech Ogbomosho, Dr. Olufisayo Adebimpe, explained the psychological implication of not sleeping well and the importance of good quality sleep.
Which is very, very important. Helps us to balance our hormones that make you feel hungry or make you full. When you don't get enough sleep, your level of activities will reduce.
Dr. Adebimpe advised people to cultivate healthy sleep habits by maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding caffeine, desist from intake of alcohol at night, engaging in regular exercise, and creating a calm environment that promotes restful sleep.
So deep sleep normally triggers the body to release hormones that promote normal growth in children and in teens. So this hormone also boosts muscle mass and help our cell tissues to build on very well.
She also encouraged those who struggle with late night sleep to seek help from mental health professionals. In Ibadan, Emmanuel Ogidi for Radio Nigeria.
It was a moment of joy and celebration as members of staff of the Department of Engineering Services, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, Ibadan Zonal Station, gathered to celebrate the grand finale of the 2025 Engineering Week. The staff, who were clad in blue and white attire, converged on Studio 1 Broadcasting House, Dugbe, Ibadan, delivering a lecture entitled Professional Development and Engineering Entrepreneurship. The guest speaker, who is also the Chief Executive Officer, Protege Global Service Limited, Mr. Ademola Goro, advocated for adequate training and retraining of engineers to boost their profession. Represented by immediate past president of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Oluyole Branch, Professor Adewale Kotun, Mr. Agoro said constant training would not only improve national and technical development, but also improve self-development for engineers after retirement.
Your work environment is not supporting professional development and you work for 30 years, it means your engineering is backward for 30 years. I mean, somebody who read electronics from university first class, work for 30 years, by the time you retire, what can he fix again?
In an address of welcome, the Deputy Director, Engineering Services, FRCN, Ibadan Zonal Station, Mrs. Ibiemi Obadino, said the future of engineering in an organization depends solidly on the professional development of engineers. She urged the engineers to improve their skills and channel their expertise in solutions to various problems confronting the station. In a remark, the Zonal Director, FRCN Ibadan Zonal Station, Mr. Dominic Mokikon, affirmed that the theme for the event was not only timely but necessary, saying the sector would continue to remain at the forefront of broadcast technology. The event featured presentation of awards to some dignitaries, including the former Deputy Director of Engineering Services, Engineer Gabriel Ajayi, while letters of commendation were given to outstanding members of staff of the department and their retirees.
A modern laboratory valued at 11.9 million naira, rehabilitated by the 1985 Old Students Association of Urban Day Grammar School, has been handed over to the Oyo State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. Also presented to the ministry were mathematics kit for the usage of the school. Commenting on the project, the national president of the Urban Day Grammar School Old Students Association, Dr. Babatunde Odunton, said the 1985 set of the association considered the unpalatable condition of the school's laboratory, which he said was not suitable for learning. This, according to him, informed the decision of the association to repair the laboratory of the school to enhance learning in science subjects.
Saw the
they set up in this laboratory that is not befitting for any students to come to this laboratory to acquire knowledge. So we look at it as a group, what we need to do to really improve it, and the first priority is the laboratory.
Addressing the participants, the Oyo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Olusegun Olaiwola, represented by the local Inspector for Education, Ibadan Northwest Local Government, Onireke, Mrs. Sumbo Akindokun, commended the 1985 alumni members for the project, saying science-oriented students would be able to carry out scientific experiments that would enhance their learning. Mr. Olaiwola said the administration of engineer Seyi Makinde has made numerous achievements, including the recruitment of teachers, rehabilitation of blocks of classrooms, among others. He said the present administration would not relent in bringing more development to the state's education sector.
It's our belief that this newly completed project shall be of immense benefit to the current students and the students yet unborn.
The 1985 principal of the school, Mrs. Olufumilayo Oyekon, the chairman, project committee, Mr. Rafiu Akombi, and the chairman, 40 years anniversary and reunion committee, Mr. Olumayowa Leshinloye, called on the state government to consider the school for rehabilitation and perimeter fencing of the school's premises for the safety of the school facilities. High point of the event include cutting of the anniversary cake, facility tour, and cultural display by students of the school.
The National Hajj Commission, NACON, has concluded the inspection of accommodation and catering facilities in Medina as part of its early preparations for the 2026 Hajj operations. This is contained in a statement by the technical assistant to the NACON chairman on media, Alhaji Ahmed Mohazu. Alhaji Moazu said the inspection exercise conducted from November 3 to November 5 was led by Commissioner in charge of Planning, Research, Statistics, Information and Library Services, Professor Abubakar Yagawa. He added that the delegation included representatives from the Office of the Vice President, board members, and the State Pilgrims Welfare Board's Forum, alongside senior management officials of the Commission. The NACON media aide said the core mandate of the inspection was to evaluate the state of readiness of all service providers meticulously.
The Federal High Court in Abuja is fixed November 20th for the delivery of judgment in the terrorism case brought against the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Justice James Omotosho announced the date while ruling on the matter after Mr. Kanu failed to open his defense, having exhausted the 6 days allocated to him by the court to present his case. The judge held that since Mr. Kanu failed to utilize the opportunity granted to him to conduct his defense, he could not claim to have been denied his constitutionally guaranteed right to a fair hearing. Meanwhile, Mr. Kanu today made a motion challenging his trial on the grounds that terrorism was no longer an offense in Nigeria. He said the earlier Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act had been repealed and, as such, no valid charges against him. Mr. Kanu maintained that there was no case against him and urged the court to dismiss the charges and allow him to go home.
The chairman of Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority, OTMA, Major Adeshagba Adekoya, retired, has cautioned motorists against reckless driving, overspeeding, and vehicle neglect as the Ember months continue. He stated this during the official flag-off of the 2025 Ember Month Safety Campaign in Ibadan. Major Adekoya reminded drivers that the so-called Ember months are not different from any other period of the year, saying accidents often increase because many motorists fail to obey traffic rules and drive with caution. The OTMA chairman urged all road users to be conscious, obey traffic and environmental laws, and ensure their vehicles are properly maintained.
Drink, please don't drive. And if you want to drive, don't drink. Avoid it, because we are going to deploy breathalyzer to assist motorists and commuters so that we can find out if somebody is drunk. Then we will advise for that driver not to proceed with it.
Major Adekoya added that officers would continue strict enforcement of road laws throughout the Ember period to ensure a crash-free festive season. The authority also distributed reflective jackets to commercial drivers, especially those who operate in the early hours or at night, to improve visibility and prevent accidents. Major Adekoya emphasized that safety on the roads requires collective responsibility from government enforcement to the personal discipline of every motorist and commuter.
This is the world today. The stories that made the headlines so far. FRSC has deployed over 1,000 personnel ahead of Anambra election. Olubado is promoted 5 monarchs in Otun line. Still to come, Peru declares Mexican president persona non grata, and police begin investigation into Indonesia mosque blast.
Glad to know you're still with us. You're on to The World Today. Peru's Congress has voted to declare Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum persona non grata after a country granted asylum to a former Peruvian prime minister on trial for allegedly aiding a 2022 coup attempt. The two Latin American countries have had strained diplomatic relations for years, but tensions rose when Mexico granted asylum to former Prime Minister Betsy Chavez, promoting Peru to break off formal ties. Chavez was Peru's prime minister in December 2022 when the then president Pedro Castillo was ousted for trying to dissolve Congress.
In Indonesia, the National Police Chief Listio Prabowo says a suspect believed to be involved in explosions at a mosque within a school complex, which caused dozens of injuries, was a former student of the school. Report says investigation is underway into his background and possible motive.
In today's Heart of the Matter, an intern from the Osun State University, Ikire campus, Aliamin Olanipekun, writes on reducing cases of tanker explosion.
Tankers transport hazardous materials which include explosives, various types of gas, inflammable liquid, and other materials. These materials are products that pose a risk to health, safety, and property during transportation. On the 21st of last month, along Essa and Badegi communities, Niger State, 30 lives were lost and 40 reportedly sustained various degrees of burns while scooping petroleum products from a tanker that was involved in an accident. Behind every explosion is a heartbreaking story of people who never made it home. The issue of tanker explosions on roads is a pressing concern that requires immediate action. It is heartbreaking to think of the lives lost and families torn apart. The question in mind is, what can be done to stop this incessant occurrence? It is worthy of note that many tanker drivers are not adequately trained to handle the complex vehicles they drive, and this can lead to accidents regarding the recent tanker explosion in Niger State, which led to the deaths of many. Producing qualified drivers with regular training and education will reduce the risk of accidents and ensure they are better equipped to handle emergency situations. Another critical factor is regular maintenance of tankers with a view to ensuring their roadworthiness. Also, when a tanker falls, the response is often chaotic, with people rushing to the scene to scoop fuel, which leads to explosion that takes many lives and property. A government needs to intensify campaign and sensitization efforts to the public on the need to stay away from falling tankers rather than scooping the products in dangerous manner. To prevent tanker explosions, the federal government needs to play a critical role by enforcing rules and regulations that will ensure the safety of lives and property, provide support and resources to help transport companies improve their safety standards. Ultimately, reducing tanker explosions requires a collective effort of working together and prioritizing safety. According to the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC, safety on the road is a collective responsibility. Therefore, when an accident does happen, a culture of safety where everyone looks out for each other and prioritizes humanity learning from the World Health Organization's WHO's guidelines on road safety and applying them is of utmost importance.
That script on reducing cases of tanker explosion was written by an intern from Osun State University, Ikire campus, Aliamin Olanikbekun.
Okay, we now join Atinuke Abiola on the entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Entertainment Gist. As you know, we bring you the latest happenings in the world of entertainment. Come along with me as I take you on this ride. My name is Atinuke Abiola. The management of popular TikTok creator Elizabeth Hamadu, also known as Jarvis, has threatened legal action against fellow creator Hamzat Habib, popularly called Pella, over allegations linking her to money laundering. In a recent TikTok live stream, Pella claimed that the money laundering takes place on the platform through the gifting system and suggested that Jarvis was involved in such activities. Clips from the live stream already circulated social media, with the creator stating that he thought Jarvis was rich until she revealed the secret. Pella also alleged that a gifter who supported him during a live stream once asked for a 50-50 share of the money generated from the TikTok gifting, an offer he said he declined, and referenced this as an example of what he described as how people launder money through gifting on TikTok. We later found out that the duo cleared the air on the matter, and through their recent activities on social media observed that they had made up. Or more, these two people shall. Nollywood actress Regina Daniels has for the first time addressed the issues surrounding her marriage to Senator Ned Nwoko, saying she remained focused on her children and committed to defending her mother, Rita Daniels, amidst growing social media criticisms. The issue, which arose from a viral clip on the 18th of last month on allegations of drug use and the arrest of her family members, took a new turn when Daniels shared a video on Instagram opening up about her marriage, her mother, and children. In an Instagram video, she opened up about her struggles, family, and told the recent controversies have taken on her peace of mind. She also pleaded with Nigerians to stop attacking her mother, whom she described as a pillar and protector, and vowed to raise her sons with or without her husband's support. Girl, we wish you all the best. The famous Nigerian music artist Haituaje Hirobe, popularly known as Waje, which stands for Words Aren't Just Enough, revealed that she got pregnant at the age of 16 and that raising the child was challenging because the man responsible denied paternity. She made this known during an interview within the week. According to her, she did not inform her mother until she was about 5 months into the pregnancy. She narrated that when her mother went to the family of the man involved, he denied responsibility. She explained that her mom has gone to his family to confront the man and he vehemently denied. Her mother eventually took responsibility, noting that under Igbo custom, a child born out of wedlock is automatically taken in by the woman's family. Well, the rest will say is history, as the child in question, Emrat Hirobe, is now a 25-year-old grown-up lady. Turns out for a job.
To end the news on the world today from the stable of Radio Nigeria, here again are the day's top stories. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has deployed 1,500 personnel and logistic vehicles to ensure smooth conduct of governorship election in Anambra tomorrow. Olubadan v Badonland, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, has performed promotion exercise for 5 monarchs in the Otun Olubadan chieftaincy line in Ibadan land. Peru's Congress has voted to declare Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum persona non grata after a country granted asylum to a former Peruvian prime minister on trial for allegedly aiding a 2022 coup attempt.
And that's it on the last edition of The Word Today for the week. To join us on Monday for a fresh edition of the program, Modukwe Toba edited. I am Feyi Shara Owomoyela from my colleague
Tobiloba Delano. Have a beautiful weekend.